And this is Raw and Uncut. Just something I just come on here and just, start talking out of the clear blue because this thing be driving me. Seriously. I knew I was supposed to come on here and talk about it. I had a dream about it. Plus, I saw someone else's video. I said, okay, let's talk about it. Um, this is something that women go through. Now, I don't know if men go through this or not, but yeah, this is something else. So, this is, I call it the hormonal thing. Some people call it PMS, like the perimenopause and all that. And then some call it menopause, right? I'm telling you, I be going through it. It's ridiculous. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. A lot of times I blame it on myself because certain things will trigger it off. If you're eating a certain way, it will trigger it off. So I'll be trying to eat appropriately. Okay, so I've dealt with allergies, and I know God helped me from taking some type of allergy meds, right? That it used to cause me to be dependent on it. Okay, but the seasonal thing has always been after me. Period. I should say it like that because I don't want to claim nothing, but it is just what it is. Of course. My gosh. But with all these things together, it's a bummer. The opposite of blast. So, um, the worst of it for me though, because I'm dealing with phlegm in my throat, and that comes from outside, and I've had to wear my mask, the thinnest one I have, just to keep the grass from smelling up my nose and my eyes from itching, because my eyes have been itching a lot. So that connected with this hormonal thing, which I know I was told to get something, but I was told to get I believe the yam. Now I have not gotten that yet. The one I got was the PMS gummies, hormonal supplement. I got that one. I don't always take it. I take it sometimes. I do know there's been a difference in me after me taking that though. So let me tell you, I know I'm jumping from one thing to the next because this is how I'm feeling right now. And that's another thing. When this hormonal thing kicks in, it's just like you're all over the place. And it's like I can't explain why I do some of the things that I do. Some things happen the way they happen. Oh my gosh. Some nights I can be okay. Other nights, some nights I can be just chill. Other nights I can be all over the place, like all over my bed because it's so hot. Oh my gosh, it's just sometimes unbearable. And so sometimes I have night sweats, and that's the ickiest ever because you wake up, you smell like onions. I'm gonna be transparent for real, for real. I'm gonna be real because it's true. It's like what? Okay, so then I go to the bathroom. You're wet in different areas, of course, of your body. Seriously, to be honest. But I go in to the bathroom even when I'm bathing, like when I'm washing my face. And as you can see, I'm sitting here pulling now. I can look on here in the mirror and wash my face. My face under here is literally stinging, and this is where the hair is starting to grow. So they call it what? POS, POCS, PCOS, something like that nature. I don't know. I'm just hearing these type of things here lately, right? And really getting to know what they're all about. So, oh my gosh. But they're literally gray hairs. Now I know through the family line they've had it, but this is not what this is. This is different. I can feel the difference in what's going on with me. Sometimes I can be, how can I say it? I can be aware of things, and sometimes I can't be aware of things by being aware of things. I don't know if you can understand that or not. Sometimes I can forget and not really forget, but forget, right? A half second ago, I can't remember what it is sometimes I was just about to say, right? In that particular time. And it's like, Lord, what in the world is going on with me? But of course, I had to figure it out. It is. I don't want to accept it, but as they say, they call it menopause, right? And some of them say perimenopause. I don't think I'm in the peri nothing. It's menopause period because oh my God, it sucks for real, for real. I've heard people say that, but that is no joke. It does. It sucks for real because the unbearable heat. And you might see me do it on here in a few minutes. I'll turn extremely red, like a red tomato or something of that nature. And I mean, it's just a mess. Now, this here stems from, to my knowledge, and I know with me, they said the testosterone levels, right? So, it said if the testosterone levels are below a certain amount, and to be honest with you, I didn't know we dealt with testosterone, not as women. Us men, that was like, the men, mainly you hear people talk about the testosterone, right? Because they claim it's hooked up with the SEX hormone. It's a SEX hormone, right? Or stimulator or whatever you want to call it within your body, your system. So, I'm glad I don't have that problem. I'm glad my hormones are not racing upward. They're spiraling downward, which is still not all that great. But then when it spirals down, a lot of times, then that's when everything else becomes heightened, right? Like the sweats, and sometimes I even itch, and then the hair that's coming out of here growing. And I'm looking at my eyebrows. My eyebrows are starting to grow, so maybe that's helping that part to grow. Because I mean, if my hair on my chin is gonna grow, and we're not supposed to have that as women, then why would my eyebrows grow back? And they're clearly just about bald from me plucking them for years and years. So, but like I said, what gets me is the heat, and I never could stand heat like that. But throughout the years, I like the outside heat a lot. But when it becomes too hot and overbearing for me, it's just like over the top heat, like 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 oh my goodness, like set on fire heat, for real heat. It's unexplainable, but I'm telling you the truth. It's just like, it can be horrible. I even notice, and I've always had like strong veins, right? Sometimes it pop out, but I even notice the veins right here that pop out, right? And then sometimes it'll cause you to get kind of a little stressful, and I'm like, and it's like in your mind. Now we know whoever plays with your mind, right? Like that way, because I mean, all of that is just, is an imbalance of spirits and imbalance of things thrown off in your body. Um, I lost my thought there quick. Do you see how that works? Because there's so much that's going running through my mind, my brain, and I know I was talking about my veins at the time popping out. Yeah. Um, my veins naturally pop out because I'm a light bright, and you can see everything, right? They're green, literally. But and I do know through my my family tree, of course, my dad, he had veins that popped, especially on the side of his head. But he also had some type of condition that was going on with him, like a nerve or neurology, something going on or whatever. And but I know this thing here, PMS, menopause, perimenopause, whatever you want to call it, hormonal, um, it can bring stress to me, like for no apparent reason. It can bring depression for no apparent reason. Um, your head can tighten up, and like I said, it's along with allergies though as well, because allergies be working, um, in into play as well with a lot of stuff. But I just say to add insult to injury, oh my gosh, this hormone thing is another level for real. Um, and it can make you moody at different times. And since God has been in my life, I have been very cool, calm, and collected. Which I mean, I've always been that way. And at one point in time, I would, when I was younger, I could get mean if I wanted to, right? But like I said, after getting saved, things have changed. God has been, allowing me to be different, right, inside. But when this thing here comes, sometimes you could snap. Cause see, I'm the one that's careful anymore with how I talk, how I react, and all that. But sometimes this thing can catch you off guard like this, and not because someone said anything to you or any of that, but it's just something that just comes about. It's just goofy, It's just over the top. Like I said, it's crazy, right? So what I hate is this hair though. The hair that keeps growing and it stings every time I wash it. And I'm doing like this, and I can literally feel it prickly, like hair growing, like strands. You can see it. I don't know if you can even see that, but oh my goodness. So yeah, and I did one of those videos about my face expressions. When the menopause thing kicks in. And if you watch my face, you can see this dent right here. I can end up starting to frown a lot, and sometimes when I do that, I can catch myself frowning. I'm like, why am I frowning? Why am I doing it? Because I mean, it doesn't look good. And people looking at you, and you're frowning. They may think that I am mean or something. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people out there dealing with it. I see it a lot, and I didn't really come down to the nitty gritty of talking about it. But I know some of my children will ask me, am I alright? Am I sure I'm alright? This, that, and the third. I mean, they probably see different things that are coming out of me, right? And yes, I am. I'm fine. I feel good. I feel great. But when the heat gets in me, oh my gosh! Because like I always said, I really never could stand a whole lot of heat. Throughout the years, I've become to like the sun, the heat from the sun. I used to break out from allergies from the sun. But then that got better. It stopped, right? Because I started going out in it to get used to me being in the sun. A lot of times because I had to do so, right? So, like I'm about to get one right now, of course, because I know you can see me flushed. So I'm getting hot now. Then this light does not help at all. It does not help. My ring light right directly on. It's a small light, but it doesn't. That's it right there. It doesn't help at all. Yeah. So the point of the matter is though, when you get like this testosterone levels though, oh my gosh, just never knew we had testosterone levels as a woman, and that they could spiral out of control, because that's what's going on. Everything is spiraling out of control. Um, yeah, but when you get this way, as I was gonna say, you have to eat right. Veggies is your friend. Things like grapefruit is our friend. I love watermelon. this water replenishing back into you, because it's like, to me, it's like you get dehydrated when it's hot like this, when you get hormonal like this, right? So it's good still to replenish your body with plenty of water, because I noticed that too. If I don't drink a lot of water, enough water, then I can be flushed like that and be really, really hot. And I caught on to that before one time, and then I started drinking plenty of water, and my symptoms started to change, as far as this hormonal menopausal thing, because I was getting so overheated, so I started intaking in that. So you can notice, if you pay attention, you can notice your body, what it needs and what it wants, and what you should do for it. Um, Maybe you shouldn't really ignore it. Now, I want to say, as far as other issues that were going on with me in my body, right? Say for instance, the dairy, and I've been I was been told to take the dairy out of um my diet, but no one really had to tell me that. I knew this because I could feel the difference in my body, right, when I did the dairy. And I used to love me some ice cream. Oh my gosh, one of my favorites. And I know they have the non-dairy out there too, but you have to make sure you look at those labels, because these folks be lying all the time. It's they say it's not non-dairy, or they say it's no milk. Look at your label, because sure enough, it does be it. The milk do be in the ingredients. So, and I know a lot of things come with sometimes milk products in it that we don't even, or can't fathom, or we can't even do anything about. That I don't even worry about. But if I literally can see on my label where it says milk right here, or soy, or something of that nature, because soy, it said, is not really all that good for you either. And I don't tend with soy like that anyway. But in a lot of our products, they're in there. But that milk, I have to stay away from that milk. And I do. I've cut cheese out of my diet. I cut milk out of my diet. I cut the dairy thing out of my diet. Like I said, I love me some cheese. I love me some ice cream. And then when I was coming up younger, that's all I would eat was stuff with cheese in it. Like the pizza was my favorite meal, right? But it's not good for you. It's no good for you. And I know it is in the Bible about the milk and honey and all of that. But what I've been researching a long time ago was the milk that was best for us and that was made for us is the sheep. Is the sheep milk? Sheep milk, I think it is. Goat milk, something of that nature. But oh my gosh, just like avocados and things of that nature has an acquired taste, and I like it and I eat it now. But that there goat milk and things of that nature, oh my gosh, I don't know. I can't do it because it tastes. But they also said even with the goat milk, you can still have an allergy to it, and I do, because when it hits my stomach, that's it. It just goes left with me. So I can't do the goat milk either. So that's why I continuously stay away from it. And I've tried it several times over and over again. And um, so I don't mess with it anymore like that at all. Um, yeah, but I stay away from the milk products, the dairy and all that, which I love, because I love me some ice cream. Oh my gosh, that pistachio ice cream from Sam's Club, that is so delicious. Um, that was always one of my favorites from there. And then what is it, the cherry, the black cherry. Oh my gosh, I would just go ham on that one. I love the cherries and the taste, the flavor with the ice and all of that. So what I do now though is I eat some frozen fruit. I do that a lot, and either do it in a smoothie, or I just eat it cold, right, like that. And But what I wanted to get to earlier was, which I was sidetracked with, besides eating right, and I've taken all dairy and different things like that nature. You eat your plenty of fruit, you eat plenty of veggies and things of that nature, whatever you can tolerate. I do notice that time when I did that video, it was right before I got under the weather. Um, when I said something about eating raw foods, the raw foods do not work for me. The raw veggies, and I forgot that because I knew that before, but it's just like this is what I'm saying. How your brain works, right? And that, but that's how my brain works. It's just like, well, let me try it again. Let me try it again. It's been some time. Let me try it again. And each time I try it again, it doesn't work for me. So I can't do the raw veggies. I do salads sometimes, but then when I start, my body has to get used to it again, all over again before I'm able to eat it. So I stay away from the raw veggies because I can't do it. I love me some onions and I still eat those, but I eat them grilled, and I do eat them sometimes raw as well with my salads, but I still have to be careful. Can't go overboard, and anything is in modest or moderation, right? Because the Bible speaks it that we have to eat in moderation. So that's why a lot of times, really, clearly, that we can feel a type of weight in our body, right? Because we overeat and we overindulge, and it's called gluttony. You know what I mean? That's a spirit, right? A bad spirit, not so good spirit at all. And we have to have self control. That's a lot of the fruits of the spirit of the Lord, right? So these are the things we have to do for real, for real. So it's just you know growing up. Not that we're not already grown, but you know maturing in what it is that we know that we should be doing for ourselves and whatnot. Okay, now another thing is of doing right by yourself as far as this hormonal thing, and all of this ties in together for real. But is what do you call it? Minerals. Minerals are really, really needed for the body because look, oh my gosh, thank you, Holy Spirit. I'm glad I said minerals because that ties right into what I've been dealing with. At night, I cannot sleep half the time. Besides the heat and all these things, I'm just tossing and turning, tossing and turning. So a lot of times I'll sit up there with the laptop or the phone, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm putting the laptop up, putting the phone up. Sometimes I can go to sleep, sometimes I can't. Because then it's like my mind is racing, thinking about things that I know I need to do. That was never me. I'm not gonna say it was never me, but that was not me. I was not in that type of mode. But now this is what the premenopause or the menopause or the hormonal thing or the testosterone level thing is doing to me, literally. So the minerals, because I've always wanted to dive into talking about nutrition because that's my thing. It's one of my things, right? Minerals are very, 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 very much important because a lot of the world is very, 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 very much depleted from minerals, right? So the number one mineral is the not calcium. What is it? Magnesium. Magnesium plays a big part in a lot of things, and the D3 does too. D3, the vitamin C, the magnesium. Magnesium is awesome. It does a whole lot of different things. You Google it. But I'm telling you, people go out when they can't sleep and they take melatonin and all these other things. Magnesium, I'm telling you, is all you need. It's the magnesium citrate. And I think it's a magnesium carbonate or something of that nature. That's really, really good. Now, I'll tell you what I used to use, and I've been looking for it, and I got to get it back because, honey, now I know I saw someone say that Doctor's Best is good, and I started to get that and take that, but I didn't get it yet. Right, I never tried it, which I believe is true because she's a true, you know, she's true to her word. The lady that spoke that about the doctor's best magnesium, but the one I do or I have done, whew, and it would put me out like a light because see, I like most of the time powdery stuff where I can just sit and mix it up into my cups and different things of that nature and just drink it back, right? But the calm magnesium is very, very good. Oh my gosh. I would take that calm and it's the mixture I use is the lemonade with the strawberry mixed together. It comes like that, right? Comes in a powdery form. And I take that and like in sometimes it depends on how tired you are. Sometimes it could be like within 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and you're out like a light. And sometimes they say on the bottle like because everybody is different, you know that. But they say on the bottle that I think it's an hour or half an hour or something like that. Take it before you go to bed, and then you're out like a light, just like that. And that's very calming. So, oh my goodness, I need to be getting some of that for real because um, it be slipping my mind, of course. Yep. So, I believe I've covered everything as far as with this menopausal thing or this hormonal thing because this is really something else. And you see that line right there in the middle? It looks just like I'm frowning naturally, but I'm not. I am literally not doing that. It's just falling down like that. Yeah, but there's been a lot, and because I know, like I said, I'll be itching sometimes, and then I'm thinking, I was thinking, um, is that the reason why I can't use lotion anymore? Because that's also an allergy type of thing, but it also can be by this window again, but it also can be like a hormonal thing as well. So you never know, because that goes a lot of ways, right? It goes through deep. It really does. It goes through deep, real deep. So even like the drying out of your skin and different things of that nature. So it goes deep. Because this thing here would have you think you have diabetes and all this kind of things, and it's really not that. You know what I mean? It can go all into that, right? It can mix into that and cause other issues or whatever. But it's not always that. The hormonal thing runs deep. I've heard people say how they would act like a monster, literally. And I do realize, or I notice rather, my appetite and everything a lot of time has picked up because I try to eat healthy, right? But I try not to go overboard with eating. But it's like I eat and I eat and I eat and I eat. And I tell you another thing, and I don't like it. But that's why I'm glad I do have the gummies, right? I get a really, really sweet tooth, and a lot of sweets are definitely not good for you. Like I said, far as like you having to eat right properly. And I said that before about the carbs. When you eat a lot of like pastas and stuff like that, that turns into sugar, right? If you're eating too much of it, it also causes inflammation, right? And you can feel all of that. So that's why I have to pull back and make sure I do portions of that because I love me some pasta. I love it, love it. Love me some sauce, like the spaghetti sauce, like type of thing. Oh my gosh, I love all of that. Like I said, I always was a fanatic for pizza, right? And I would love that extra sauce on my pizza. So you gotta learn how to cut the carbs. Dairy could be the issue and the problem. Perfume and stuff like that, I try not to deal too much with. If I do, I try to put it on my clothes, but even that, you get flare ups and whatnot, right? So, because I've always liked the little body mist or the oils because they're much easier, much simpler. Um, yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a lot I have to cut out and not continue to use anymore, right? So, yeah, like things to rub on you, lotion. those carbs, kind of stay away from. And it's just 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, I was trying not to do that. But I just wanted to be authentic and real with y'all. The mineral though, get the mineral, plenty of water, will cool you down. Plenty of fruits and veggies, but I do mine cooked, of course. I can't do mine raw because raw veggies. I don't know. It's somehow it doesn't break down or something. I guess in my body as well, right? And it it's kind of like harsh, like on my system. Period. Like in my stomach and all of that. So I try not to go that route. But like I said, I think I've covered it. Itchy feelings, the dryness, the sweats at night, the heat. But oh Lord, the heat, profuse heat at night. Every tossing and turning, and oh my goodness. Um, I know, like, it seems like I'm going in circles. Oh, the forgetfulness, the fogginess in your mind, your brain, heavy eating, but the eating, like I said, it's the way you eat when you're having those hormonal symptoms. You cannot eat any kind of way. You just can't. Now, I understand that, like I said, it causes you to eat sweet stuff, but if you need to eat something sweet, eat something fruity, like your fruits, right? Real fruit, frozen fruit, things of that nature. As I said, the raw fruits, but I can't even really do raw fruits like I need to. Um, that's why I stick with frozen. So, like I said, is to to each their own. You know, whatever you can tolerate and stand. So I gotta get off of here. This video is like 32, 17 minutes or 18. I gotta get off of here. It's been been pretty long already. Too long. So I wanted just to come in and talk about that. I needed to. I need to air it out because oh my goodness, and I know like I said, it's 1,000 people going through it. Yeah. So and even around my eyes and that nature, but that's because I lose rest and sleep. It's not just because of the Lord now when I stay up and pray or whatever, but it's kind of hard on time management and all that because of sleep. I become sleep deprived, right, a lot. But taking those vitamin D supplements are very, very good with that. That's a hormone in itself, and it is good for your hormones. Period. Keep them in check. Also, the magnesium. Um, and I guess that's basically it as far as that's concerned. And like the yam is called yam root, I think it is. It's really good. Um, different things of that nature, like chaseberry and because I think the chaseberry is what I have in that hormonal thing. And like I said, when I take that hormonal product, it really helps me. It helps. I don't take it like I should, like I said. It has iron in it. Some people don't do the iron. They don't think iron is important, but iron is important. It's important for circulation. It's important for your hair, your scalp, all those type of things, nails and all that. I was also told to take calcium, and I take it, then I stop. Take it, then I stop, and I do that because calcium can build up in your body. It's called calcification. I've had that before, but the calcium, what I have is pill form, and I really don't like pill form of anything. I'm not crazy over it at all, but I do take it. Um, I do take pills, is what I'm saying, but I take the gummies more so than I do, and the powder more than I do the pill form. Now, those type of pills you can open up the capsule and pour it out, and I used to do that, but not with the calcium because I don't know what it's gonna taste, right? So it may have like a terrible off bland taste or something of that nature. But just like the Lord, when I get into nutrition, I can talk about that for days and days and days, because I've done so much research on it. They call me until they call me doctor. So people come and sometimes ask for advice or different things of that nature for it and whatnot. Because of me. Oh, excuse me, dealing with it. Now there's hair or something in my mouth. Okay, so I think that is that wraps up everything that I just wanted to say. And if there's something else that I may think about later on or at a later date, I'll be back in Lord's will to bring you more updates on whatever is going on here. Yep. So you all have a good night, day, evening, whenever you're watching this video, and shalom and stay blessed.